subscribe and click the bell icon to turn on notifications.
So now we understand how an automatically scheduled task works, let's turn our attention to manually scheduled tasks. And to really illustrate the difference, I'm going to add one more automatically scheduled task into the schedule. So let's click in task name and add a third task. So send outline to training manager for review is task number 3. Once again, notice the duration is set to 1 day with a question mark. So that means currently this is estimated. The start and finish dates are set to the start date of the project simply because we haven't linked this task to any predecessors. So for example, I kind of want all of these tasks to start after each other. So I can't send the outline to the training manager for review until I've drafted the course outline. So effectively, task number 2 is a predecessor of task number 3. So what I could do here to get all of my dates to update and reflect accurately is go to the predecessors column, click the drop down and select task number 2 as the predecessor. Notice on the timeline, it automatically links those tasks together and it moves task number 3 into the correct position because it starts directly after the task before it. I still need to add the duration, so I'd need to come in here and I'm going to say that this is going to take 1 day. So my automatic tasks start and finish date has basically been determined by its predecessor and whatever duration I've entered. Now what about if this task doesn't have a predecessor? So if I remove the predecessor from this box by selecting it and pressing the delete key, notice what happens to this task. It moves back to the start date of the project. And if I try and change the start date to, let's say, the 21st of March, I'm going to get this little error message just here. And this is where we start to get into things like constraints. Now, I'm not going to get into that at this moment in time. I just really want to illustrate the difference between manual and automatic tasks. So when we have a task set to automatic and the start date isn't defined by a predecessor, if we try and go in and manually change that start date, we're going to get all kinds of error messages and constraints pop up. So this is where we would want to use a manually scheduled task instead. This is going to allow us to go in. We don't necessarily have to have a predecessor. We can just select the exact dates that we want from the calendar dropdown. So I want this to start on the 21st, which it does. The duration is 1 day, so it's going to end on the 21st as well. And if we take a look in the schedule, you can see that manually scheduled tasks show in a teal color. We have darker caps on the end and the beginning to show we have start and finish times in there that are fixed. And also notice we have this little push pin icon in the task mode dropdown. So automatic tasks are great for tasks that are linked together because it will automatically work out the start and finish times. But in some cases that can be a little bit restrictive and you might find switching it to a manually scheduled task a little bit easier to work with.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.